Hi guys, Cynthia from Seven Blood Fire here. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome. Today I'm going to be sharing how quickly I do my blog posts, emails, and social media posts for an entire year for the My Author Life series on YouTube and on my blog. I have a Wix website with a blog that has two main categories. One is for writers and one is for readers. I have shortcuts on making the email campaigns and social media posts and scheduling easier, and I use a couple of tools I built myself that I share for free through the sign up for my Indie Biz newsletter. The whole process I'm going to go through today is made a lot easier, especially because when I share the blog page link, I want to avoid having thousands of links or pages that I have to share and place backlinks on over and over and over. So this is a method you can also use to save some time and make your own blog posts easier for others to navigate later. Okay, so the first step of what I'm going to be going through is discussing the blog pages and a good way to start. As I mentioned, I have the vlog series as well as a blog that refers to those videos. And usually I will set up I want to try to at least do 13 videos every quarter. So that's a lot of videos to try to keep track of. And I'm not going to want to have those on a whole bunch of different blog posts because I want my readers to have an easier time finding all of them in one place. And that will allow me to share the same link over and over throughout the year. But also I've got another little shortcut that ends up making it easier to have everything keep from being all like really long lists of links and stuff that they're not going to want to scroll through. I want to be able to break up all of the different seasons, if you want to call it that, of the series to where they can go to those quickly, but they can also have the option to just see what is the latest and be one and done, easy and over with, So, what I did for mine is I have a main blog page that is for the Author Life video. I do have a whole bunch of other blog stuff. So for my author blog, I have various things. So I'll have my latest projects, social media post shortcuts for authors, live readings from my books, and a bunch of other stuff. Well, then on the specific pages, I don't want to clog up the most important things that I want viewers to be able to access. So the main blog page that I created is the one that will have the latest. I will have two of them. One of them will remain a draft until the end of the year where the content will be transferred over as well as the links from that season. But also the main one will be rewritten with the main text so that it will refer to the one that has the old links and season episodes, whatever. It will also have a place for the new season at the bottom. So on this page here, you can actually see a bit of the main text and everything else. The main page serves kind of as a landing page. And this is the one, like I said, I will share it over and over and over, the same link. And I can schedule that throughout the year at any time and never have to worry about, hey, this is all the other stuff that are new. It's literally on this page. They can come to it from that link at any time. So I've got my main content here that kind of describes what the vlog is, because I know roughly that it's for all of my author life stuff. So like behind the scenes, news releases, just vlogs, similar stuff. I will do planners. I will do stickers and art and other things that I'm interested in. So it's a little bit of a, hey, this is me as an author. This is what my life is like being, this person. So I also have a couple of links for people to be able to follow me. But then whenever it comes to the old but when it comes to the old pages or the old links from the old season, I will have a little drop down list that allows users to be like, okay, well, this is the old stuff, and then they can open that link up, but then they can also see all of the new stuff. So they can see where the new episodes are supposed to be coming out. I would like to have mine every Friday, but I'm not really sure. So right now, I have topic pending because I have not chosen it, and I have a pending date because I have not chosen or scheduled or recorded any of those yet for the My Author Life vlog. When I get into a routine, this sets me up for success later on, so that it'll be much easier to just plug in the content, put in the YouTube video, publish it, put the link in, and then they can go to it. There are other ways of sharing more about what the actual vlog is, but this is a very simple way to be able to have it easily navigatable, which that's not the right way to say that. I think it's navigable. Anyway, so the old page, usually what I'll do is I will have a similar layout, but I'll make sure it has the year. And usually I will wait to publish this. I'll have it as a draft until the end of the year or the end of the season. And I will have the date stamped on the title as well. So I will keep it in the drafts. Usually I'll have like a little emoji at the front of it, either a red X or a red circle or something. That way I know it's pending. And I will know that it's supposed to be for like a certain time or whatever. Then I will rewrite the content, or I will take the content from this last season and put it directly on here, and then rewrite the new season. But down on the old one, I will always link back to the main blog page that has the latest season. So that is the part that goes on every single old video series. So I can literally make a copy of this page here, update the date, change the text, and then just copy the links from this new season over onto this page, and then it's ready to go. I can just delete out the old stuff so that the 2024 version, once 25 rolls around, the 2024 version will be ready to go. So all of these are old episodes. Now, if you notice the difference on both of these pages, there are certain words that are highlighted in gray or purple, or in other cases pink. I usually have a color coding system. So for this, the purple highlight and the purple text means it has been published. Usually red, or like this pinkish color, would be this pinkish red color between those two. It would mean that it's in progress, it has been scheduled, it has been recorded, or it is being recorded. I have a date chosen and I know that I can meet that date. Usually by then I'll know the topic or close to, and I can go ahead and update the topic as well, and I can go ahead and put the scheduled and then the date, or recording and pending publication, or something similar to there. That way, every time someone visits the page, they know, hey, it's coming up, I know what the topics are, and I am interested, so I want to come visit this. So that way, every time the social media posts come out that you've pre-scheduled, they can go to that same page and be like, ooh, what's the new thing? And it will always increase the views on the post, but it's also always going to be able to make it easier for them and for you in the long run. So on the gray text, that one is, it has not been recorded. I have not chosen a topic yet or anything. It's basically kind of like, hey, this is in hiatus until I've got the next item on it. So that is the first set of tips. The main benefit of having the main blog page that refers to those other ones in the drop down, but also the other ones always refer back, is that you can pre-schedule this page's link on all your social media for up to 18 months on certain platforms. So like Twitter, that one allows you to pre-schedule posts for 18 months. You can go up to about 500 posts a day, which sometimes it'll make you wait for a 48-hour period, like it did with me. But depending on your social media manager that you're using, you can actually do all of your media posts at once and, pretty much be done with it. So you'll never have to really keep track of this link. You can, but it's so much easier than like all of these different pages. And I want people to revisit old stuff and over and over and over. That way, like, it does cut down how many pages you have on your website or how much data is on your website. But, in a sense, but it's nice to have a central location. So like the whole landing page idea really, really helps. Step 2 will be regarding email updates. So let's say we just completed a video, we've uploaded it, we've got the link and everything, we've got all the information ready, we already have the content written, and we are on the main part of the blog, the main newest posts part where we list everything. Well, I would make sure to change the highlight to purple from gray or pink because now it's published. I would make sure the title is the newest, most updated title according to what I actually put and scheduled and published on YouTube. And then I would change scheduled date or pending date or whatever to actually be published in purple. And then I would make sure that that link is added. So when it comes to, and then I would publish this post to make sure that it goes public so it's already on there ready to go. The next thing is usually once you hit publish, you'll be able to see your list of blog posts or whatever. So you're going to want to make sure that you go into that specific blog post, which this one was the newest posts. I'm going to hit share post, and then with Wix, it gives me the option to email it, and it will take the photo that is in your blog post and it's going to use it as one of the main things. So I'm going to hit email campaign, and what's going to happen is you're going to see a really, really simplified email. So it's kind of ready to go, but not really. So it says new blog post at top, which I'm actually okay with that. And then new author life vlog on YouTube, the newest post, I'm okay with that. It has the picture, I'm okay with that. But the part right after it, that is not a great email. So what I'll do is I'll go straight over to ChatGPT, which is free, and I will type in something along the line of, I need an email letting my audience of the My Author Life vlog and newsletter and blog to know I've got the new Author Life vlog stuff started for 2024, and the first vlog for social media planning is up. And you don't have to really copy or paste any text at this point, but you can. This is what I could put for the main part. Let me go over to my blog. Well, actually, I will add in a note really quick to let it know this is what is on the blog page. And then that's a colon, and I enter down twice. It's shift enter so that it doesn't enter it yet. So I will go over to the blog. This is a 2023 post, so that part's fine because that one already has several posts. And then let's see, then I'll go back over to ChatGPT and I'll enter that. So it's Control V for verify. And I will hit enter. So it's going to generate a email for me, and I'm going to have to make sure to edit it. So I'm going to go ahead and copy it for now. Go straight over into the email here. I want to get rid of that and paste this in. This one. There we go. I'm going to save this one instead because I liked it better. So this is the email that I had a minute ago. So I deleted that part out. And I said, I hope this email finds you well and filled with creative inspiration. I'm thrilled to announce that the new season of My Author Life vlog for 2024 has officially begun, and I couldn't wait to share with you all. This year is shaping up to be filled with even more exciting content, insights, and behind-the-scenes glimpses into the life of an author. Now, if you notice, when I'm going through this, I'm also breaking up the sentences to make it easier, and then I'm going to cut out a little bit to make it shorter as well. And it gave me a couple of places to put links, so I turn that pink before I do anything so that I can make sure to know what part I need to change. So let's go through here and mark a couple of things pink, and let's edit it a little bit more. So it says the first episode is now live. That works. All about social media planning for authors. Whether you're a seasoned writer or just starting your literary journey, I believe there's something valuable in this Well, that one isn't specific, so that's one thing that I would have to cut out. I would say in the author life videos for everyone. From crafting engaging content to navigating different platforms effectively, we'll dive into the strategies that can elevate your online presence as an author. Now, with my author life series, it does go into a little bit of that, so I'm actually fine with a lot of this. And then it says you can watch the new episode right away by visiting. Remember, we saved that link earlier, so I will go ahead and put the link that's copied and I will just change this to by visiting this link here, and then change that to pink again and go ahead and hyperlink it. That way I don't have a really long link there and it's easier for them to read. It's just part of the sentence, but it's hyperlinked. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay updated with future episodes and join our community of fellow writers and book lovers. Additionally, for those who prefer reading, a detailed summary of the episode will be available on the blog. And then here is... Now, I don't have additional summaries, so I can delete this, which I think I just reworded it and whatever earlier, so I'll just delete it for this example. And it says, I'm truly excited about the content we have planned for this year, and I can't wait to share more of it with you. Your support and engagement mean the world to me, and I'm grateful to have you on this journey. Thank you for being a part of the Author Life community, and here's to a year filled with creativity, growth, and literary adventures. This actually writes what I would love to write in a better way, and it's more in line with what I intend to write. So it at the heart, it matches what I want to say and how I want my viewers to feel. So this actually works. I'm not trying to be fake. This is actually me trying to be me, and it feels true to me. So this would work as an email that I would want to send to my audience, and it does it in a much quicker, more efficient manner than if I had tried to do this from scratch. Because if I had written this, I would have had probably about 14 different Word documents open, and I would have rewritten and edited until I came up with close to this, and it would have taken me probably about 5 or 6 hours just to make the perfect email. I probably would have had a couple things missing, but I tend to be excessively wordy, and I have a struggle to always cut it down. And it doesn't matter if I start from bullet points or from anything else. Now, another way that this helps is if you are not used to putting more words into your stuff, you can actually take snippets or copy your text that you had written for previous posts, or if it has other like vlog links or whatever, it has the titles in them, it will go through there. And if you don't like what it says, all you have to say is change it. I don't like this version, or I want it worded a different way, or whatever. And it'll usually give you other variations, and sometimes you can combine those. So the more you combine and edit, the more it becomes your own. Like, I like that I'm laser focused on maximizing my time and creating efficient workflows. That is totally me. I always talk about workflows. So it takes your own wording, and it gives you new ways to do it, and it does it in such a quick manner. So what I do next is I copy the email, and I usually will go ahead and throw that over there on that same document on the side as well, because I can generate hashtags with that and social media posts and everything else. So I'm going to save this, and well, I don't have to save the file, but I mean, I'm going to keep it on the side for a minute. You can pop it over in a Notion or something else if you don't want to risk the computer like shutting down, or Microsoft Word or whatever program you're using shutting down, because Notion will keep it updated for the most part. So usually I will go ahead and change this at the bottom as well. So I will change that to a signature just to personalize it a little bit. So that would be Cynthia, but I want it in cursive. And like, this has literally taken me probably about 10 minutes so far, but I've already done so much more to it than in a shorter time than if I had done it another way. I always like doing teal, pink, and purple. So pink will be the link. So 7bloodfire.com is the website, and hyperlink. I can literally just type that in and apply. And that way they can also have an option to visit it there. So I had like 3 links in here. You want to keep as few links as possible when it comes to that. So the next step was I go to next so that I can do the title on it. I go ahead and hit the Author Life newsletter sign up. And then I go to next, and subject line is the one I want to change up. Now, if you remember, it had provided a headline, which is right here, and that's exciting news, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to replace. And if I want to save this and not have to do it yet, I will just put like an emoji here, like the red circle or a red X, and in parentheses pending, and then the blog title, or pending or scheduled for or release on such date, whatever. It just like a little short brief note before the actual title works. And then you can save it and then back out and then not worry about it until the date of. So I will go ahead and hit save, and then I will send now. This one allows me to go ahead and share the actual post. So I can actually copy that link and put it up on social media right away, or I can add it to my Notion board. And so I can go to my Notion board with my social media post maker, and I can just drop that link right there. I can do that later. So that's just like a really quick, I'm going to drop it and move on thing for the moment. Okay, so this basically sets us up for the next step, especially because we already saved on a document on the side the information that we're going to need. I won't need this part here for the next step for the AI generation on social media posts. But the rest of this will be, for the most part, fine. Now, a trick on getting a better link that's not really long is if you actually go to that post again and you go to share, like in Wix it does this. I don't know about the other sites. I know for sure on Wix. I go to publish to social. I don't have to save the actual link, but it's going to give me a really short Wix link that's like really short. It's like getting a free Bitly without having to sign up for Bitly. Although I also have that, but I don't want to have to use Bitly for every single thing. Instead, I can actually just go in here and get this really short quick link here. I'll just call it a quick link. I can leave and discard out of that. I'm not ready to schedule yet. I'm just going to drop that into that same post for a second. Right there underneath. This would be, let me go ahead and title it, main blog page, my author life. That way I don't have to worry about which one is which. So those are basically the same thing, but that's the link that I will be using. So the next step, like I mentioned, is that we are going to be able to setting up the initial social media posts for the year. Okay, so we are now going to be on step 3, which is the social media step for the whole entire year. And I've got a couple of things that I do for this. I've got 2 tools that I've created for free that you guys can use, or you can find other ways to do it that you wouldn't even have to sign up or whatever. But the first thing is that I will open up my social media post maker, which I just shortened it to SMP maker. I have some instructions on the side, which I always go back to and I always use again. There's a database here that I usually will have new posts or whatever in, and I'm just going to do a new one just to kind of give an idea. So I'm going to put a quick title in it real quick, and then I will go ahead and turn it into a page, which I have template here already made up that'll do it for me. So new topic, that's my template. It's going to set it up for me. It has the same instructions on it. So the pin icon means that it's currently being written, or this is one that has a template that is open on it that has information on it. The one that I share does not have a database inside, but it's basically just the main database copied over as a new version of itself, and then I changed up the table views and what it was filtered as. I kept it really short and didn't include that on the one that I share because I didn't want to end up pushing somebody to have to buy the program if they don't already, pay for Notion. I wanted to be able to keep it free and keep it simple. So you could literally just create a table inside and just paste your stuff there if you want to do it that way. Or you can instead use the main page as where you're going to put your hashtags and your other social media posts that you're going to get generated for you real quick. We're going to be looking at hashtags. So I have a prompt here. Like, I have some existing hashtags already in here for me, and I think I gave you guys some as well on the template. But I have an extra prompt. It says it right here. It says extra prompt stuff. Literally all I'm going to do is I'm going to delete out these hashtags off of this, because it says here's a list of my hashtags, and I have a line there, and then it says a bunch of other stuff. So what I need right now is to grab my post over here, and I'm going to grab from here on down to the end of that email and other stuff that was generated, and I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I will type in I need about 40 relevant hashtags for this email here. Well, I'll just put email, period. I am an author and I have a YouTube channel. So this will help me with the post. So I'll go ahead and paste that onto it and then hit enter. And then I'm going to look over the hashtags that it provides. And I'm going to tell it that I want it formatted in a paragraph form without the numbers. So sometimes it'll provide a bunch of information with the hashtags, so I just say I don't want anything else except for the hashtags you provided and the hashtag symbols. So that'll usually pare it down, so you can literally, it's easier to comb through, and you can copy the whole thing and paste it over if you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy it and paste it here, and I'm going to go through it real quick and see what I don't want. So I'm going to go straight back over to my social media post maker, and I'm going to go to the list of hashtag spot where I deleted them out. I'm going to verify. And then I'm about to use that again, but I want to put this under hashtags for this post. So I'm going to put for this post. So that right there. And I can always refer to that later. So I'm going to go ahead and take that whole prompt with those hashtags included. And it says at the end, here's my blog post, but I'm going to copy this first. I'm going to go back over to ChatGPT, paste over that, shift enter twice. And now I'm going to go to the actual email that we had generated, which I could do the blog post itself as well, but I'm going to start with the email. You can do the same thing for both. So I will return to ChatGPT one more time, verify, and the way this is going to do, it's going to put it in a table, and the hashtags are with the item. So what it's going to do is it's going to generate a whole bunch of things that you can go ahead and do. Now, if you notice, it already says 7bloodfire.com, but that's not going to be the link that we're going to want. So we're going to want the actual post link. So remember, we had already saved the short link, and we're going to copy that real quick. I'll just put 7bloodfire.com to the actual link. So backspace and then that, turn it red. This is for reference for later if I ever come back in. So bold. All right, so I'm gonna go back over to ChatGPT, and because all of those say 7bloodfire.com, I want to change it. So I'm gonna put type in the thing, says change 7bloodfire.com to that link right there. And now it's going to regenerate the same things, and you're going to have ready to go a whole table of posts and social media stuff that's already got hashtags, and it already has the link. And you'll need to go through here just to double check, but also to make sure you can find which ones are your favorite, and that way you can figure out which ones you're going to schedule throughout the year. This is really, really quick way to do this, because if I was doing this, I could have written about 20 or 30, maybe even 40 of them, but I wouldn't have liked all of them, and they wouldn't have been as powerful because it's formatted to do. You can actually make it a little bit more clickbaity by saying make them more clickbaity, or just a little bit more clickbaity, and it'll redo them in a different way. And you might have to tell it to make it shorter as well, but it'll make it even more like potent on making people want to click it, the link or whatever, because it'll actually give people an idea of what your content actually is. So it's taking what you feed it, your post, your information, your blog, your content, and then it will format it according to its programming, all the information that it feeds from and everything. And it actually does a really, really good job. Like I wouldn't have been able to do half of these quite as well. And I do think it's cute that it includes like the little emojis and stuff. It makes it a little bit easier to comb through. So on my social media post maker, I will just go over here, kind of select this, and then verify. So it's automatically going to go ahead and post all of these down. So I usually will go ahead and edit through them, and I'll pick out some favorites. But the way I've got my personal one set up is once I hit the favoritism level, it will take it off of the new list and move it over to there. So there's like a fave 1, fave 2, and then good 1, good 2, and then okay, meh, and archived. Fave 1 means it's going to be this is the first round that it's going to go through. Once I hit the alternate, there's a checkbox. When I hit that, it'll move it over to fave 2. So it's like round 2 for favorites, and that'll be like posted again later. So whenever I want to go through again, if I've already scheduled these, I can always recycle them, and it lets me keep them around for a little bit longer, so I can kind of either adjust them or whatever else I want to do. So I'll go ahead and look at a couple of these just for an example, and then I'll do the next step, or the next part of step 3, which is opening the Excel spreadsheet and scheduling them. And I have a tool that is in my Google Drive that is a Google sheet that is basically pulled from my spreadsheet. I like being able to zoom in on it, so I'll show you the spreadsheet instead. Let's see. So it says exciting news, new author life vlog for 2024. First episode out now. Dive into a world of writing inspiration and social media planning with us. Blah, blah, blah. So I can pretend that's one of my favorites. So I will put, if I hit the Windows key and period symbol, it brings up this little box here, and then I can hit star, and I'll do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that I know, and then space to exit out of it, so that I know that it's one of my favorites. And then this one, and then that one. So I'll pick like 3 of them. So favorite, good, and let's say it's meh. So that way we've got one popped over to here, one popped over to here, and then one popped over to here. And I'm just going to delete the rest of them because I don't really need them. I've already done my scheduling for an entire year. The next step is, or the next part of step 3, because this is a social media step, we would be opening up Microsoft Excel. And I'm going to drag this over so it's a little bit easier. Now, yours will look a little bit like this, actually very close to this. You'll get it through the IndieBiz newsletter. It'll give you a link to the Google Drive, and it'll be there in the Google Drive. So it'll be the social media scatter tracker, I think is what it's called. This basically allows you to see visually where all your social media is going to be posted throughout the year. So like I usually will use about 20 variations of the same post, and Twitter will let you do about 500 scheduled posts a day. Sometimes you got to wait 40 to 48 hours, depending on what time you hit your max or whatever. And this can happen very quickly. But the way I've created this spreadsheet, first of all, you have Sunday through Saturday, which is your columns. I have mine set up to a bi-weekly. So I've got 2 groupings of pages. There's page 1A through 10A, and then there's page 1B through 10B. And this helps me with either different brands, or if I want to change these dates to where they're weekly. all the way down instead of bi-weekly, then I can do it that way, or I can keep it as a bi-weekly and have like group B be the odd week or the even weeks and group A be the even weeks, which is actually how I prefer it, but that's easily changeable, and I have another video that walks through it. So anyway, so when I'm going through, let's say I picked my first one here, and this is one of my favorites, so I'm going to want to put it several times throughout the year. And I will want to, like, this page doesn't have any posts on it. I mean, it shows a bunch of purple numbers. Those are from other sheets. So this particular page doesn't have anything that's scheduled on it. The way I double check and then look for things that I need to or want to schedule is I'll go ahead and put X's in the cell that is right there next to the date. It's literally right next to the date. It'll highlight the whole week in pink and highlight that date in gray. So whenever I go down to, let's say I put another one here. So there's one for the 19th of March and one for the 17th of March. When I go all the way over to the side, the red column is that week. It's for that whole row. There's 2 posts for that week. On the purple column, that combines all of the first grouping's pages together. So because every page within that grouping has the same date exactly all the way across it, it will count all of those for the whole week together across all those pages. So like I've got 10 pages, that's looking through all 10 pages for this first week and counting up all of the posts on each of those pages together. So the number that's above, it's not really important. I've got another video that talks about it. You don't ever have to look at the blue if you're just worrying about one of them. That's just for the second grouping, and you don't really have to worry about the green text column. So we're not worrying about that. But I'm going to look at the whole year, and usually I'll look at the actual day, which is the purple text right next to it, and I will see, okay, like I want to know if it's something I want to post a whole bunch and make sure that it is just constantly being pumped out in between my other content so that I have filler content that automatically gets posted every day. This is going to show me how many posts I already have coming out that day, and it's going to show me a lot of other stats as well. So like I want to put this on Sunday, I'm going to literally like once every 2 weeks if I'm doing on this. So I'd literally just do this all the way down the list. And if you notice, whenever you fill out the whole column, it's going to turn all of those other ones pink. That's just saying that there's at least one post that entire week for that row. So that you don't have to worry about that too much. But if you also notice, whenever I added that new post, it added it to that total for every other sheet that has that day, which Sunday the 17th on that cell is the same across all the sheets on this grouping and on the other, for this grouping. So it means that now there's 5 posts that are scheduled that day, or at least they will be by the time I'm done with this. So let me minimize this. What I'll do is I will go ahead and pop open Twitter or whatever the platform is, or even do it from the social media planner thing. If I have a social media manager, I can pop open that and schedule it across all of the weeks according to this schedule, which for some of mine, it might be every 3rd week or every 4th week or whatever. It might be like skip several and just one every here and there. It might be something like that. But I'm going to pretend this is like every 2 weeks, which mine is set up bi-weekly as I said earlier. And I will just go over here to the scheduler or in the social media manager, the scheduler there, and literally just start scheduling them. And what you'll do is you'll just, let's see, where did the post maker go? There we go, black pen. Okay, so what I would do is just copy this after I've already edited it and then hit the favoritism and stars and everything. So when I'm ready to actual schedule, I just copy and look at the date. I'll have Twitter open, move it over to the side so I can see it, and then schedule it. And then what I would do, is just copy verify, and I will reformat it by just hitting enter a couple of times, and then I'll copy, and then I will just keep doing it again and again. So I'll hit new post after I hit schedule, do it again, and then I'd paste, and then on the next one I would hit schedule again, and I would go to the date, and then just repeat, rinse and repeat until all those dates are met. And then I will go to the next one, which that one currently would be all of that. I would go down the list on all the ones that I decided. As soon as I was done with it for all the dates, I'd hit that, which would pop it over into fave 2 for the next round later on, like after this year's over with. If you want to go through and schedule them for another year, you can actually do that again. But I would check the next one, which there was one under here for good one, which is round 1 for the favoritism level of good. Yet again, I go to Twitter, and I would have it already scheduled over here on the side, maybe a new column or a different day for this other variation, or I would go to the other grouping of pages or whatever, and then I would schedule it again, and then one last time I would return to the page, mark it as it's alternated over to the next round. There's none under okay. Double check meh. Usually what I mean with favorite, whatever, good, okay, and meh is how many times do I want to post it? So like, do I want to put it every other week, every week? Do I want to just kind of scatter it throughout? Is it just going to be like maybe 3 times a year? So like once every 8 weeks or so? Like, how do I want to do it? And that gives me an idea how often to post. But also, because I have all of these and some of them are just hitting random days, I can look at that purple number, and if it's like meh and I just want to fill in spots or whatever, I can literally just be like, okay, well, there's only one post here, even though most of the rest of the posts are good. I don't want to put too many in, so I'll just pick here's a blank one, and maybe one more time throughout the year, and that should be good, other than there's another one here I can hit. So that would be perfect. That's like once every 2 to 3 months for the same post, which means it won't be too heavy. It's not spammy, because you can see how far apart your posts are for this particular topic, and you're giving variations. Like, you may have it twice in the same week, but you'll have other posts that you're scheduling, and it basically breaks it up, and it's not going to make it too spammy. And if you don't want to have too many, you want to have even less, you can do it even less. You can just be like, select all like every 4th one, and then on the same row a different variation of the post, and that way all of them are on the same day and take up less, so you're not like literally every day for the same post, every other week, whatever, same Sunday. You can decide how you want to lay it out on your own. So the way this works when it comes to being applied to making the social media posting for your vlog or whatever, where you're using the main page as a landing page, it makes it more efficient because you're sharing that same link. You can go ahead and put that same link across the entire year, have it pre-scheduled, even though the content on the page can change. And like, there is such a benefit to that method that like, it's almost not replaceable, because it makes the whole entire process, you can do the whole thing maybe within a couple of hours, have an entire year taken care of for all of your updates for your newest posts, because all you're going to change from now on is just this. You don't have to worry about scheduling the social media. Oh, I need to remember to do that today, or I need to do that Sunday. No, do it all at once, batch it, bulk it, get it done, get it out of the way, and then all you ever have to worry about is just updating your actual post itself, instead of putting out new social media posts as well. So we're going to go on to the next step. Step 4 is basically, you have a new video up and you need to update your vlog. So you'd go into your latest post one, like I would go into edit, and then you'll go down to the bottom. If you need to make any adjustments to any of the text at this point, you can. It's not really too necessary because usually that can stay mostly the same. But you'll just go down to the bottom, you'll update the gray, change it to pink, or it'd be purple if it's already published, of course. Make sure you do the final changes on it, published instead of pending, whatever. And then you would repeat the whole process with the AI generated newsletter, which would include, you could actually include your content from your YouTube video itself, as well as some of this. You could actually just change up your newsletter by doing that. And then you would send that the same way you would before, and then you would hit publish so that the the updated YouTube link and video are now available to everybody. Well, then you would do that all the way down to the end of the year where we would reach step 5. And step 5 is for the end of the year new post, where you're recycling the stuff from the main page onto a new post for an old year. And the stuff for the new year basically gets renewed, just kind of like what I did here. So if you notice, my main page and my old one for 2023 are actually quite similar. But what I did, because most of my focus hasn't really changed much, but I did need it to be kind of similar. I just needed to simplify it a little bit. I wanted to have the same flavor, but a little bit different. So I pretty much just copied what was on here. So it was the main text, and yet there again I utilized ChatGPT. So I copied all of this, and I went over and I told it, I said at first, right before I posted it, I said, I need this written to sound different and shorter. And if you notice, it says all of that text, but then it also says all of the 2023's posts and stuff. It had the whole link before I had changed all that over to 2023. So ChatGPT spat out the information roughly of what I wanted. It put it, for some reason, it gave a subject, dive into the latest episodes, blah, 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 and then hey there. And you can keep that or you can delete it, whatever, but it did reword it, and some of it still needed changed, but for the most part, it kind of worked. So what I did is I came over here, I pasted it in, but then I went ahead and made some adjustments and then formatted it a little bit closer to where it matched the main page a little bit more. So come watch the newest episodes of the My Author Life vlog. I did have that almost exactly the same, other than I liked how it had shortened it. I needed to insert the link again, and then I did like how it reworded a couple of things. So it's a little bit different, but it's also keeps the essence of what originally was on there. This allows me to redo what's on the main one so that I can type new stuff. If I know what I'm going to have on there for the new year, like my content, I can have it generate information based on the topics. If I don't know yet what I'm going to have, then I can just kind of wing it, type up a few things, and then say to, hey, make it similar to this, and then post it, and then do it that way. But either way, it makes it a lot quicker and easier to figure out what you want, edit it down, and then immediately have a new post. So basically what I will do to make the actual new post is, let's see, I'll go ahead and hit publish because I don't want to leave that as a draft or anything. The 2023 posts was like, let's see, I've already got that one. So let's say it's the end of 2024 and I need to generate a new one, and I've got a bunch of stuff already. What I'll do is I will go ahead and on Wix, I can just duplicate it, the 3 dots, and then duplicate post. And I will go in here and I'm going to put the tag on the end of it. So 2024 posts. And if I need to edit that, I can. So this basically takes all the text that was already on it, and I can keep that, or I can just make a couple of adjustments, and let's pretend that all the links and everything's already on there, because I had already been filling this out for the whole year. So this keeps me from having to do all this from scratch. Now I will want to check the categories and make sure that it's on there. So author life vlog and news. Well, I don't know. It wouldn't really be news anymore because it's an older one. So author life vlog for sure, because it would need to be attached to it. Well, then I would make sure I had the tags and the SEO and everything taken care of so that it matched. Usually if you're copying a page, it may go ahead and carry all that over, but it doesn't always, so you would want to double check that. Then you'll want to, this one would be changed. You would not have that on here. So you can save it, go back out, and look at the other vlog. Or like you can just leave it open. Like I'll just pretend and leave it open because I have the other vlog already open. So let's see, I'm at the 2023 one. I could just retype this here. So copy this, and then I would go into here, and instead of having the drop down, what I would need is the one that actually goes back to the main page. And this is like a very minor fix. And that's a lot faster than having to do the same links over and over and over. Yeah, so like if it's the end of the year, you can go ahead and hit that, and then you'll publish it. And you can share it immediately, but it's not really necessary. The main one that you're going to be sharing is the other one. However, if you want to, you can just use a chat GPT and say, hey, here's the archive of 2024's posts, blah, 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 visit this. You can have it write an email for that, and then you can send it out, which would be a nice way to remind everyone, hey, this is all the stuff that happened this year. This is a good way to look back on the year and see what was up, what you might have missed. And then you would go get the share link, like it gives you a quick link, so like social media share. This would give you the actual archive link for 2025, because you're going to put that link on the main page. So here's the quick link for this one. So copy. I can exit out. Like you can share it then, or you can just leave it. But you would go back to the main one. So edit. And you're going to go down to that drop down list that you made that has the archive stuff. And you'll literally just post it in there. But yeah, and then I would publish that. And that pretty much just adds it to an archive. And then whenever they're on your page, if they want to see it, they can see the entire list, or they can collapse it. But the main focus of your page is this new year. All you have to do for setting up this new year is this right here. Just copy it over, or just blank everything out. Episodes that have been published will be in purple. Episodes that have not will have the gray. Episodes that have been recorded or are being recorded or whatever, or being edited, can have like a green, or a pink highlight. And like you'll just literally topic pending date, or scheduled for date, or whatever. You can change it to that, and then just copy it down. About 13 weeks per quarter. So if you want to do it quarterly, that makes a nice short list. You wouldn't want to do 56 of them, because that's going to be a forever and a half. If you instead have a list that is like a series of videos that kind of lead off from each other, and you already know what the actual content is, you can do it that way. So you can have it already numbered according to that, instead of, weekly for a quarter. You can pretty much do it however you want to do it. And that's a really, really good way to do that too. So it makes it shorter. It's the same link. Like as you update this, it's already being sent out throughout the year. So you don't ever really have to do this again until next year. In which case you can just grab a few more specialized social media links, or generated hashtags and stuff that would be from the new text and stuff. So you would basically make some adjustments to this part. You can use chat GPT or a mixture of other things, or you can handwrite it or whatever, but it speeds it up a lot. So it makes the whole process more efficient, and it's worded better, it's targeted better, and like the whole process is not so messy. You won't have 1,000 posts that people are trying to get through. Instead, you just basically have a archive, a main page that serves as a landing page, a lot of archive pages that always lead back to the main page, and the main page always leads to those archive pages. So it'll make it easier for everybody else to navigate. It'll make it easier for you to keep track of your links and which ones are actually important and to share all over the place. And it'll make the scheduling part a lot easier too. So the whole process is like amazingly smooth. I would love to hear from you guys. Go ahead and comment below and hit the like and subscribe buttons. And follow me on TikTok and YouTube, because I will be putting up more videos and really fun stuff. If you want to get a copy of the Notion database and the Excel spreadsheet, I do have those for free. What you'll do is you will go to my website at 7bloodfire.com, subscribe to the Indie Biz newsletter. It'll give you a link to the Google Drive, and you can go from there and get the social media scatter tracker, as well as the other tools and tips and other things that I will have in that folder, plus the ones that are already there. So you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you guys later. Stay awesome, shine bright.